Hey, it's Dr. Schmidt. So you've heard me talk about how epidemiological studies are not worth your clinical judgment. You can't make a clinical decision or action based off of them because you can't get causation. You can only get correlation, and that's kind of a big deal. But I see still that several people that I watch on YouTube, they're still using epidemiological sources to make clinical decisions, primarily plant-based people who are saying that meat is bad and to avoid meat. Okay, so but let's just take all the epidemiological studies and put them all together and see what they say, as opposed to just picking the ones that fit your narrative. So this study right here is kind of a big deal. This is from the World Health Organization, and they have on the left side all-cause mortality. And so, for example, down here at the bottom left, we have 200 people dying per 100,000 people. And then if you come up, and here we have 800 people dying from 100 out of 100,000 people. And on the bottom axis, we have mean total cholesterol. These numbers are from 2005. This is men. And on the left side, the sources are from 2002. So on the bottom axis, we have cholesterol of 150 on the left, and then moving at 250 all the way to the right, and right in the middle, we have 200 total cholesterol. So the key is in the upper right corner right here. And what's nice about this is we have some bolded lines. Here's bold blue and bold red. And then we have some very faint lines like this. And these are all different diseases and conditions. And the reason why these are faint is because they're not so affected by cholesterol. So they're down here. So right here we may have, I don't know, 15 or so or more diseases. And but there's a trend. You can see this trend that the lower the cholesterol, 150, 160, the higher these are. And as the cholesterol goes up, here's 200, 240, those diseases go down. And so now statistically and looking at the bigger picture, it's not that big of a deal because all the numbers are low to begin with. But low is relative. And if you're a person that has one of these sort of minor diseases, and you die early because your cholesterol is too low, it's a big deal. So we have different neuropsychiatric conditions. Here's digestive diseases, genital urinary diseases, skin diseases, musculoskeletal, congenital anomalies. All right, but you get the picture. So with disease in general, have your cholesterol go higher, and you'll live longer. Now let's look at these bolded ones. Now the most important one is this blue one right here. And it says all-cause mortality. And at the lowest cholesterol number on the graph at 150, all-cause mortality is at its highest at over 2,400 people dying per 100,000 people in the population. And as your cholesterol goes up, this all-cause mortality plummets, and it bottoms out right about here, which is at 220, just over 220. And then it starts to climb up again. So let's just pick two numbers, like right in here, that's 200, and then right over here, that's 240. So your all-cause mortality is at its lowest between 200 and 240. So that tells you that your cholesterol should be higher than the conventional recommendations by conventional medicine and etc., all those people. Now let's pick another one. This is the red line right here, non-communicable diseases, and it has the same sort of pattern. It's the lower the cholesterol, the higher the mortality from non-communicable diseases, and it goes down. Let's see, we'll pick this number right here, like 190 total cholesterol, and then about let's say about 227. So it's following the same pattern as all-cause mortality. So here's this green one, green dotted line. This is super interesting. It says infectious and parasitic diseases. So at 150 cholesterol, it's at its highest, which is about 1,000 deaths per 100,000. And then as the cholesterol goes up, it drops to zero at 215 total cholesterol. And then it starts to, just in the bottom right corner right here, it starts to pick up a little bit right there. You can't see it because I'm in the way. But the point is, with third world countries who have trouble with chronic infections and parasites, they got to get their cholesterol up to have a super strong immune system. And we know that LDL is antiviral and antimicrobial. And I personally think ketosis is the best thing you can do for a cold. There was a time when people would ask me, what's the best thing to prevent a cold? And I would say take echinacea. Still a good answer, but a better answer now is ketosis. So the next one is this red dotted line. This is cardiovascular diseases. Same kind of pattern. It goes down, then it goes up. And the healthy range is about, let's just pick this number 190, and then it starts to come up about 220. So that's a level sort of measurement right there. So it says right here, cardiovascular diseases and total cholesterol are weakly correlated. That's this line. That's this statement right here. Okay, now this green one. This is interesting too. Green solid line. It says communicable, maternal, perinatal, and nutritional conditions. So this could be infections. This is birth-related, moms and babies, newborn babies, and nutritional diseases, deficiencies. This is all put together with this green solid line. And it also comes down and it goes to 0 at 220. So if you want to be a mom, or if you have a baby, or if you don't want to have any nutritional deficiencies, what they're saying is get your cholesterol up to 220, and then you can prevent early death. Now again, these are epidemiological studies, so you can't really infer that raising your cholesterol up to 220 is what's preventing these diseases. What you could say is that people who do things to prevent these diseases are healthy, and it just so happens that their cholesterol is at 220. So there's you can't really tell based on these studies. Okay, now just to point out, the dots are countries. So these blue dots right here, those are all countries, and the red dots here are countries and their cardiovascular diseases. So I'll put the link below for this awesome graph. And anytime somebody says that this epidemiological study or meta-analysis of epidemiological studies or meta-analysis of cohorts shows that eating fat is bad and high cholesterol is bad, just show them this. It's like the mother of all epidemiological studies. And I'm sure somebody in the comment section is going to try to debunk this, or there's people who say that this is all BS or whatever, but I don't know, it looks pretty right to me. So if you like this information, please give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe.